Watching the Highlight Zone with Wayne 15 Sports Director Glenn Marini. Local sports coverage you can count on.
It's the Highlight Zone. Yeah, the Highlight Zone. It's the Highlight Zone. Yeah, the Highlight Zone. It's Friday night. We on the Highlight Zone.
Well, sectional time is the most exciting time of the year.
This is a big game. We want this more than anything.
Going back to Huntington North and playing there, it'll be a great experience.
Everybody just got to come locked and loaded, prepared.
When it comes to, postseason play, when it's a one-gamer, anything could happen.
I appreciate the game of the week and all that, but this is a state tournament. This is Indiana Hoosier hysteria at its best.
It's the Highlight Zone. Yeah, the Highlight Zone. It's the Highlight Zone. Yeah, the Highlight Zone.
Man, does it go by fast. Yeah, it is hard to believe, but this is the final Friday night of the boys basketball season, and we're going out with a bang. 22 sectional semifinals games to showcase. You win tonight, you play for a sectional championship tomorrow. And that's the case at Bob Strait Court in Huntington with two very familiar foes going toe-to-toe. We tip things off in 4A. Josh Ayan has your Highlight Zone Game of the Week. Josh.
Well, Glenn, it was a wild season in the SAC, to put it mildly. You got Homestead beating the Archers 67-59 way back on January 9th, but it didn't really slow down Southside as J.J. Foster's crew going on to win the SAC title and arguably making the Archers the team to beat in the 2-6-0. So, time for round number 2. You got Southside against Homestead and your Highlight Zone Game of the Week. Let's go to 4A Sectional 6, the rematch between the Archers and Spartans happening in Huntington. And boy, crazy boy, you got to keep your cool, Jay Coolman. Coolman with a layup right here in the first quarter, but check out the cheat code. Notice Joshua Sandoval. Little friendly bounce, and the Southside fans letting them know that is a buzzer beater to end the quarter and tie this game at 15 apiece. Second quarter, Javon Irby with a putback and punishment, and Irby helping Southside take a 27-26 lead heading into halftime. We're going to go straight to the fourth quarter for this one because points were at a premium. Mac Welker spinning and winning for two of his team high 23. Other side, though, KJ Alexander making it a one-point game. He had 11 as this is just a one-point game with less than a minute left. But how about Mason Weaver, though? First postseason game for the freshman, and he had some clutch shots down the stretch, including that windmill reverse layup as Homestead holds on to beat Southside 47-41.
We've been working all year since June. It's a family. You feel me? I mean, we got to trust our guys. If we make the one more, they're going to make it. If not, they got our back and we got theirs.
We all knew at halftime we need to take care of the ball more, score better on that zone, and really revert back to all the stuff that we were working on all summer and all week at practice.
Every possession is going to be big. Teams are going to have to grind for wins because, it's not going to be on the regular season to where you're getting easy buckets.
All right, so who is Homestead going to take on in the sectional title game Saturday night? Well, it just so happens to be the winner of this game, Wayne taking on Huntington North. It turns out the Vikings ordered a triple-decker of Braden Freiberger. First quarter, that is Freiberger knocking down the three. And how about another big arch for Freiberger? That's a great-looking product as Anthony Brewer not really amused. Huntington North has got the early lead. Other side, though, that is LaShawn Green knocking down the triple as Wayne is clinging to a 13-12 lead after one. Second quarter, Wayne making some sweet music from beyond the arc. That is Jazz Booker knocking down the triple as Wayne hangs on to beat Huntington North 71-66. So you got the Generals and Spartans playing for a sectional title Saturday night at Huntington. Glenn, take it away.
All right, 4A Sectional 5 at Northwood High School. Good matchup here between Snider and Carroll, both 7-2 in the SAC during the regular season. Third quarter, Braylon Fertil with a buzzer beater. He had 10, and Snider up 13, 43-30 after 3. Fourth quarter, Snider going to the guy with the best nickname in Northeast Indiana, Tank Pascal. Yeah. Bucket down low, 14-point lead for Snider. Here comes another big guy going the other way, Brody Fisher. Nothing fishy about that. He had 15 points for Carroll, but Trell Hogue taking over down the stretch. He had 14 points. Xavier Wilson has a dozen as Snider tops Carroll 58-48.
It was just to have poise. The key word all week at practice was poise. When they go on runs, don't get sped up. Just stick to the game plan. What coach has to do for us, slow down, and easy buckets. This was just the beginning. We got another game ahead of us. We're just going to stay down, keep our head down, stay focused. Don't celebrate too much with this win and look forward to tomorrow.
Nightcap in Northwood, Bruins and Legends. Northside led by senior Sebastian Moore, who recently signed to play D1 football at Ball State. He's going to be a cornerback for the Cardinals. First quarter, Omarion waits. He can play some football as well, but yeah, the big guy with the touch from the outside. Here comes Northrop's big guy, Don LeRae Reese Jr. to Anthony Barnes. Barnes with a bucket down low, and Coach Baz didn't love that. He wouldn't like this either. Jackson Robinson through the trees, off the glass and in, but watch Max Goheen. And Goheen can go to the rack. Oh, what a beautiful shot from Max Goheen. And they needed every point as Northside wins 65-63, so it's Snider and Northside on Saturday. 4A Sectional 4, Warsaw won the sectional title last season. The Tigers taking on the Elkhart Lions, and we pick it up in the second quarter. Drew Jones slamming it home. The Tigers up, this is not a typo, 23-9 at the half. Fast forward all the way to the fourth quarter, under 3 minutes to go. So Marcus Gibson with a bucket, and Elkhart on a 14-1 run. They now take a 2-point lead, but Warsaw would tie it. Then Sam Alera hits 2 free throws with 17 seconds to go to give the Tigers the lead. One last chance for Elkhart, and it is no dice. Warsaw escapes 37-35. They will face Northridge on Saturday night. In a 3A, a dandy at the Birdcage. 6th ranked Columbia City facing number 11 Fairfield. Fourth quarter in St. John of Columbia City. He had 17 points, and Columbia City up 10, 37-27. But no give up in a Fairfield. Colton Fry sizzling. He had 13 points, and that makes it just a 6-point game. But down the stretch, it's Owen Marshall taking over, the senior, with a bucket there to give him an 8-point lead. Then it's Marshall again. He's going to play college ball for the Bethel Pilots, but he's got at least one more high school game left because Columbia City wins it 51-41.
It's an amazing feeling. An experience we've had before. That's a really tough team. Kudos to them. They're amazing, very physical. They get after it. It was a good test for us, but on to the next sectional championship and see what we can do there.
It means a lot, but we still have a lot to do, and we're really hoping to get past the sectional championship and regionals as well and move on to the semi-state. So, it's big, but we still have a lot to do in our path to the state chip.
Another good matchup in the late game at Columbia City. 17-win Wawasee facing a Northwood team ranked 17th in 3A first quarter. This is all about the extra effort. Caleb Vincent misses, but he gets the loose ball back and sticks it home. Points? They were at a premium in this one. A little bit later in the second quarter, it's Stephen Akaze, the big man, also getting the second opportunity there. He lays it home. Bucket for the Warriors, but Brogan Farrell is going to get the points inside here for Northwood, and Northwood wins this one by a final of 40-24. So Columbia City faces Northwood Saturday night in the Birdcage. 3A sectional at DeKalb. The host Barons facing 12th ranked Blackhawk Christian. The Barons kind of sneaky good this year. 15 wins coming in. Fourth quarter, Connor Schmidt, and Schmidt happens. He drills the three. It's 41-37, DeKalb in the lead. But here comes Blackhawk. Jaden O'Neill. This is going to be a go-ahead bucket late in the fourth, and it would actually be a game that goes into overtime tied at 44. In OT, the story of the game, Bryce Lacrosse, the sophomore. Yeah, I said sophomore with 40 points, including a huge bucket there, as Blackhawks survives in overtime, 53-52. Other half of the bracket at DeKalb, East Noble versus Leo. The Knights with a 4-point win over Dwenger on Wednesday to advance. First quarter action, Leo's Lucas Miller. He had 17 in a game earlier this week. The kid can shoot it. I'm sure that's on the scouting report. 11-7, Leo with an early lead. Later in the first, Alex Scott, who had 21 earlier in the week, gets the bucket there, but Leo's still up by 3. Second quarter action, East Noble's Carson Waltke turning defense into offense, and East Noble's run continues. They've won 2 games this week, and they're advancing to the sectional championship game with a 46-44 win. 3A sectional at the TP. We got Marion, we got Heritage, and the Patriots knocking off Norwell on Tuesday night in OT. How about this? It is a bucket right there for Lucas Taylor, and it's 46-37 Marion in the third. More from Marion. Jace Freshwater with a nice bucket there to make it a 10-point ball game. Later, check out Lante Castle. Spin and in for Coach Sovine and the Patriots. But yeah, James Blackman's team came to play. Marion's Darian Red with the bucket. Damarian Red, I should say. Marion wins this one 73-57. Late game at the TP, the host Belmont Braves facing the NEA champ New Haven Bulldogs, and we pick it up with Tavar Baskerville. Nickname is Deuce, and he gets a pair right there. That's actually the first basket of the ball game as the Bulldogs take that early lead. Then the Bulldogs going full court. It's Dalen Jackson, and he knows what to do with it. Hammering it home with the right hand. 15-1 run out of the gate for the Bulldogs. You're going to see Jackson Kerr for Belmont get the basket here, but it wouldn't be enough. New Haven wins 63-25. They're going to take on Marion Saturday night. We are going to take a quick timeout, but when we come back, we got a heap and helping of hoops in classes 2A and 1A. After the break, we're going to head to the Tigers' Den to see if a 16-win Bluffton team could knock off the surging Woodland Warriors. Plus, we're going to head up to Westview to see the third-ranked Warriors in action against Busco. And in 1A, believe it or not, we made the drive all the way down to Delaware County to see 1A number 6 Southwood face Daleville. Plus, highlights from Manchester, from Bethany Christian, and from Eastbrook, all coming your way on the Highlight Zone.
Highlight Zone.
Welcome back to the Highlight Zone.
When it comes to making a deep run in the tournament, the Westview Warriors may be the local team with the best chance to advance. The Warriors ranked third in the state in 2A. They're 22-1, and they came into the playoffs on a 21-game winning streak. All good news for Westview, not good news at all for their opponent, Churubusco. The Eagles trying to knock off the Warriors on their own court Friday night, and, well, Pierce Yoder was not about to let that happen. He drills the three, and in the third quarter, Westview is up big. We're talking 60-14. Now here comes Busco. This is Carson Tonkel with a nice bucket there for the Eagles. Got the foul as well, but Westview, man, they are just too tough. You're going to see Austin Troyer working the glass and getting the bucket as Westview wins this one, going away 74-49, 85-24.
It's just a step in the journey, you know. Obviously, the ultimate goal is getting the sectional championship, but we did what we needed to do and we got it done. So
it's really all defense. I mean, that's basically where it all starts. It's where our energy comes from, is being in the right spots on defense, help side, and everything like that.
In the tournament, you want to stack wins. We were able to do that, but also, even though it was lopsided, we still have a lot of little detailed stuff that we're trying to get our guys to do, and they were able to do that tonight.
All right, so who will Westview face in the sectional title game Saturday night? 15-7 Lakeland, 13-10 Prairie Heights. First quarter action. This is Jake Stoy hanging and hitting right there. Lakeland, though, up by one, even though Mr. Stoy is pretty darn excited about it. Lakeland, some good ball movement here. You're going to see Levi Cook end up with it and hit the jumper. Just signed recently to play college baseball at Glen Oaks up in Michigan, so he'll be a Viking in the future on the baseball diamond. Later, it's Kian Arroyo, and in Spanish, Arroyo means buzzer beater. It's a good translation because he just had one right there as Lakeland wins 57-41, so it's Westview and the Lakers on Saturday night. 2A sectional 36 at the Tigers' Den, Woodland and Bluffton. The Tigers beat the Warriors by 7 in the regular season. At third quarter action, you're going to see Woodland's CJ Bullock driving and scoring right there, and Woodland up 22-17, but from then on out, it was the Bluffton Tigers taking advantage of the home court. It's Gavin Grazer. He had 16 points, and that would lead Bluffton. That gave Bluffton a 23-22 lead. In the fourth quarter, Marshall Gerber with the drive and the tough two right there for Bluffton. Tigers come back to win this one, 49-39, the final. Nightcap at Bluffton, Lures and Whitco. The Wildcats coming off a 14-point win against Adams Central in the first round on Tuesday night. First quarter action, it's Chandler Cox kicking it to Cooper Lockoff. And Lockoff had himself a night. He had 22 points. That would lead all scorers as Whitco led early. But here comes Lures, so good at sharing the basketball. Carmani Davis to Marjay English for the hoop and the harm. Lures up by 4 in the first. Then it's Zen Safarski, who had 14 points on the game, kicking it to Jaden Moore for 3, and it goes as Lures win 65-53. They will face Bluffton on Saturday. 2A sectional 38 at Manchester. Wabash beat Eastern by 10 in their opener on Tuesday. The Apaches taking on the Rochester Zebras in the semifinals on Friday. Second quarter, Rochester's Jonas Kaiser, going baseline, Dude had a game-high 26 as the Zebras up by 4, 23-19 in the second. Later, Trace Daughtry knocks down the bucket. Kid's only a freshman. He had 20 to lead the Apaches, but it would not be enough. It's Jack Reffett with a bucket here for Rochester, and the Zebras are moving on. They win it 47-41 over the Bash. Late game at the Chester 2A number 2 Oak Hill facing the Cass Kings. Oak Hill 22-1. Only loss this season was by 5 to Homestead. And well, they show you why early. That was Landon Watts with the layup, and then it's Cavante Simmons with the putback. Oak Hill jumps out to an 11-1 lead, and they really don't look back in this one. You'll see Brennan Dieter get the and one right there for the Kings, but Jaden Younts would come up with the bucket as Oak Hill continues to roll 72-34. They get Rochester on Saturday. 2A sectional 40 at Eastbrook. The host Panthers facing a Blackford team that came in 18-6 overall third quarter. Mari Leggett, one of the top sophomores in the state, went over 1,000 points not all that long ago. Again, only a sophomore. Blackford up by 4 in the third. Then in the fourth, Leggett finds Mason Kitterman down low for a bucket, and Blackford is moving on. They beat Eastbrook 42-35 as they advance to the sectional championship game. 1A hoops, sectional 52 at Bethany Christian. Fremont taking on Canterbury. The Cavs getting hot at the right time, having won 5 of their last 6 as they came into this one, and that's Alden Greider with a bucket right there. Canterbury up in the fourth, 57-45. Here comes Amari Stigler. He knocks down the 3 for the Fremont basketball squad, but hey man, simply too much Canterbury in this one. Sean Luga Kingira, just as it's spelled as it sounds, Luka Kingira with a bucket right there as Fremont falls to Canterbury 67-52. Lakewood Park Christian facing Bethany Christian. The Panthers looking for their 15th win. Bethany won the Hoosier Plains Conference title in the regular season, so some good basketball teams here. That is Trey Caffey. He had 22 points, but Bethany up by 1, 3-2. Then it's Cohen Johnson with a bucket. Nails that 3 from long distance for Lakewood Park. You're going to see Jacob Bontrager come up with the bucket coming up here, but it's simply too much Lakewood Park in this one as the Panthers win this one up at Bethany 70-44. They'll get Canterbury on Saturday. All the way down in Westdale, we're talking North Miami looking for their 15th win of the year. The Warriors facing the Tri-Central Trojans. This is third quarter action. Ryan Meredith gliding in there for 2. And North Miami in control in the fourth quarter now. Raja Diaz down low, getting a bucket here as Tri-Central chips away, but North Miami up by 10 at that point, 40-30. Later in the fourth, you'll see Ryan Smith and North Miami get the bucket, and North Miami is moving on. The final 53-43 over Tri-Central. Final stop, Southwood, 20-3 coming in. A good chance to make a run in the 1A state tournament. The 6th-ranked Knights facing Daleville. First quarter, Daleville's Caleb Aiken. As they break the press, that is a bucket for the Broncos, but not a whole lot went right after that because Southwood has guys like this. 6'8" senior Bryce Wilcox, future St. Francis Cougar, has Southwood up 12-3. Later, it's Emery Liddick finding Aiden Hawkins. Watch him whip this pass right in there for the bucket. You're going to see Liddick bury a 3 of his own, and Southwood takes care of business 66-37. They will face North Miami on Saturday night. Stay tuned. Your Gem of the Night is up after the break.
We're the Southwood Knights, and we'll be back with the Highlight Zone. Let's go Southwood! We're the East Noble cheerleaders, and you're watching the Highlight Zone. Yeah!
Here at Peter Franklin Jewelers, we are proud to support local high school athletics. That's why we continue to sponsor the Highlight Zone on WANE TV.
Congratulations to this week's winner of the Gem of the Night, presented by Peter Franklin Jewelers.
Last t-shirt we're giving out of the season here on the Highlight Zone, and it couldn't go to anybody better than this. We're talking a sophomore, Bryce Lacrosse. What a night. His team scores 53 points to win in overtime. He had 40 of that 53. That is nasty work, but a great way to close out the basketball season here on the Highlight Zone. That is your Gem of the Night, Bryce Lacrosse and the Blackhawk Christian Braves with a 53-52 win at DeKalb over DeKalb, the sophomore with 40 to bring home your final Gem of the Night this season. All right. Well, thank you very much for sticking with us all season long on Friday nights throughout the course of the football season and the basketball season. For Josh, I'm Glenn. We thank you for making us Fort Wayne's #1 sports show. We'll be back next fall with more football on Friday night.